So here we have some plum trees. Oh, 1 second, let me get the phone on. It's that time of year for plum. They're saying the cherry blossoms will come early this year. A little past prime on the plum trees, depending on their location. So we are by the road outside Osaki Jinja, where they have quite a few plum trees in the parking lot. And they have more inside the shrine. So that's the direction we're going to be going today. I was originally thinking, oh, maybe I'll do a fishing live stream on Monday. I'm like, nah, it's the first beautiful day in a while. Plus I caught a few trout yesterday. This is the entrance to Osaki Jinja, which is the big shrine here in Moka. You can see the weight that they can extend you out. These ones here, I think, don't get as much sunlight as the ones in the parking lot. They're not as far along. So out of the blossoms in Japan, plum is one of the first ones. And generally, nanahana, which are these small yellow ones. The plant is actually delicious tasting. Here we go, have some big ones. And then over at this side, I'm going to try not to get too many people on camera. Over on this side is the Gogyo-gawa. So according to historical sources, obviously this dam here is modern, but according to historical sources, there has been some types of waterworks here to control the water. They don't even know how far back. Records basically indicate that there's no time that they have records of it not being there. Which is kind of funny to think about, of like, when was the first one built? We got no clue. We don't have a single record or map where there isn't a waterwork of some type here, which I think is kind of interesting to think about. They have the first picture of one up on a board somewhere around here. This sign's new. Oh, it's for they did a lot of updating new signs for the Kento Friendship Trails. Osaki Jinja Shrine is said to have been built in the Jinko Kyurun era, so 767 to 770 of the Nara period. So this Nara period is when the capital of Japan was in, well, Nara. And there's an ancient shrine that is recorded in the Insheki Jimiko as one of the 11 shrines of Shimotsuke. Shimotsuke is, so before the reforms of the Meijing era, we would be in what was called Shimotsuke province. The shrine enshrines the deity of Okinoshi no Kami and Kontoshi no Iri no Kami. We usually know them as Daikiko-sama. Hey Stanley, how are you? The main shrine and worship hall and offering hall are all lavishly decorated with carvings, are important buildings for understanding the development of the Gogen-zukari, I have trouble with that word, style of architecture. They were designed as natural important cultural properties in 2018. In addition, Osaki Weir on the Gyogyo River is known as the weir that was renovated under the supervision of Nomio Sontoku, and a major renovation was carried out in 2021. I was here while they carried that out. What's actually interesting about that weir is there pretty much has always been a weir there. There isn't a map or a document that talks about that says there was no weir there. Some of it might be selective, but if you look at even the oldest maps they have that show weirs, it's there. Somebody puts the original one around 600. Okay, so they rebuilt it in 2021, 2019 they did work, 1963, 1712, 1693 as far as they know. Nah, I'm not going fishing today. I decided not to. I don't actually have a lot of time before work today. Unfortunately, I gotta go in early. Tomorrow I'm gonna try to do a fishing live stream. Today we're just walking around. It's also the first really warm, sunny day in a long time. Speaking of fishing, there is Ibusan, so one of the 7 lucky gods in Shintoism, and he's the lucky god of fishing. From here to give you a better perspective of his size. It's the largest statue of him in Japan, if I remember correctly. You can see the plum blossoms are out. The main hall, that's for Daikiko-sama. So he's the lucky god of agriculture and commerce. Those are administrative buildings. Sometimes they do like special exhibits in there. Yeah, we'll go around to the lesser visited parts. I'm doing good. How are you? It's a stage that's used for performances, dances, ceremonies. There's a sacred tree. I'll go to the back of the shrine in the back. There's a little bit of snow left in the shade there. So, I'm not sure how well this is going to show up on the live stream. So, one of the reasons they actually have nice pictures of them because they can be hard to see. So, one of the big things there is a rabbit and a samurai riding a koi. So the rabbit is, so in the traditional zodiac, it's 12 symbols, the rabbit being one of them. So during the year of the rabbit, the shrine goes really all out at New Year's. And so the rabbit, though, a lot of times is considered with good luck, and there's a story about one of the gods here, not the Sama, the other one, Amasatra's brother. That basically there's a story about a rabbit guiding him. I don't remember it all off the top of my head, but that's what he's talking about. And then the one here with the samurai and the koi, that actually goes back to a story about the founding of the shrine. That supposedly a man was fishing. Supposedly a man was fishing. We can't zoom in. The person that carved this was actually a master artist. That's part of why it's a cultural, designated a culturally significant place. So let's continue along. Oh, here we go, back to normal. This is a traditional style storehouse. They're made out of stone. If you take a look at the stone here, you see how it looks like it has holes in it. It's very porous. This is called Oeta stone. It is mined in a place called Oeta, which is not super far from here. It's also in Tochigi Prefecture, and back in the old days when it was Shimosuke, it would also be in Shimosuke. So it is highly insulating. It is fireproof, and it's lighter than most stone, so it was very popular for building with. I don't know if they mine anymore. Then they would use a metal door, and basically they would limit the amount of things on these storehouses that could burn. Some of them they would cover in a copper sheathing, but this is a very common style for storehouses. So it would make them less prone to fire, so that very important artifacts were a lot of times kept in here. So the oldest known map of what's now the Mocha area is in there. There's copies of it now. Let's see. Shrine to motorcycle safety. Lots of motorcycle clubs leave their stickers, donate to these, and so they'll actually make there's a route through Tochigi. This is one of the stops that a lot of motorcycle clubs do. So there's this, and there's another one in Haga, and so they make kind of a loop from Chiba, Ibaraki, Tochigi of hitting the different motorcycle shrines. Honda's a big employer here, so of course they donate. Yamaha always donates these types of shrines, just their thing. Brain health, brain safety. Whose is this? Oh, this one changes with the zodiac years. So, this is made out of wood from Grand Issei Shrine. So Grand Issei Shrine is the primary shrine in Japanese Shintoism for worship of Amasatra, the sun goddess. And so every 5 years, I want to say, they take apart the shrine and they rebuild it. This is done at a few old Japanese shrines, and so they take apart the shrine and they rebuild it. The wood is then reused for shrines like this to Amasatra in different parts of the country, and so this is wood that was used at the Grand Issei Shrine to Amasatra, and now it's the shrine here to Amasatra. She's kind of the head of the gods. Are divided up a few ways, but she's easiest to think about as the head goddess. We'll just let these people pass. These kind of cool places, pretty big shrine. What is this? It's like household safety. Matchmaker. Here, the snakes. I've got a snake man up there. Oh, yes. his name? I forgot his name. I believe he's an import from the Chinese system. This is the shrine you would pray to for academic success. So the god being venerated here was once a human who was particularly wise and, rose up through the imperial ranks due to his wisdom before eventually being deified. This building here to the left, this is where they keep the makoshi, which are the portable shrines that are used at festivals. The summer festival being the largest one here. Matsuri. Yeah, I'm going to zoom us in and we can't get as close. Safety shrine, Fox of Eden. Okay. Thank you, Kusama and Usama, the two lucky gods that are worshipped here. See, not very well. Sun's in their eyes. So pink plum blossoms. And white plum blossoms. They have the snake because it's the year of the snake. Oh, little girl just turned 3. I'm gonna point the camera away from the kids. Okay, we'll exit out this side. So when kids turn 3, when girls turn 3, there's a ceremony that they do at shrines. This is the new way. They put up a new torii gate. Since this is such an active shrine, they are constantly adding or building or repairing. It's not like some of the shrines you go to and it's like, this is in a minor state of disrepair. Unfortunately. This is the other entrance / parking lot. This is the paved parking lot. There we go. Lots of plum trees. Kind of cool. Yeah, it is a fun little place. So there's some other big major shrines too in Mocha that are kind of out on the outskirts, but as far as the urban area that I live in, this is the biggest shrine. Some of it comes from the way Japanese cities were set up. So what happened is that, particularly after the 47 municipal law. So after the 47 municipal law, they started to combine a lot of villages and towns and cities together to make either larger towns or, something into like a city. So what were different, administrative areas, towns, villages, cities, they would combine them together. So what happens in a place like Mocha is that there's distinctly different parts, and there's a lot of like smaller towns and outlying areas that are still part of Mocha City, but it doesn't feel like you're in Mocha anymore. Mashiko is worse about this. For example, the Nanai area feels like it should just be its own municipality. And then Nico is amazingly distinct. So there's Nico itself, that's the area that you think of the most touristy. There's Amachi, which is actually where most people live. Then there's things like Kinagawa Onsen, Kawaji Onsen, Asho. All of those are technically part of Nico City, but for example, Asho, it is easier to get to Asho from a different prefecture than it is from Nico City, from the more centralized part of Nico City or Imachi. Alright, I'm going to start my walk back towards home because unfortunately I have work early today. Hope you guys just enjoyed this little tour. I wanted to go for a little walk. I was like, oh yeah, let's show them the cherry blossoms. So, if you're watching this on the replay, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you in our next adventure. I'm going to try to do a fishing live stream later this week.